If you've been following one, this is part 2 and our guest's coming over and I'm in a mad speed rush to clean this within the hour. And that is why you do not see any fancy camera angles, you're just seeing it plain and simple for what it is. A huge mess in a huge kitchen that needs to be cleaned. All this mess was left by my brothers, so don't worry, it was not my mum who did this. She thought she left me an easy job. And then I came here and was like, oh my gosh, I guess we gotta run around, put this all away. I actually did have about 1.5 hours to do all this and I didn't end up finishing in the end because the guest came. I always hear those influencers that are like, I only have 1 hour to get ready for my airplane, and then they do a bunch of things and I'm like, this cannot take 1 hour. Honestly, some videos are like, I only have 10 minutes or 5 minutes before my flight or before like my wedding party I've got to go to, and it's like, what? Don't worry, here I'm very realistic of what I'm doing and I'm very honest about it all. You can see, luckily nothing was particularly dirty because I had done a big tidy of this area earlier, but there was just a lot of things that need to be put away and my mum really wanted it to look spotless. If you followed along, you know that previously we had cleaned two of the bedrooms out here, the study, which was a huge mess, and my little brother's bedroom, which you can imagine, and that all ready for guests. So now we're here cleaning the kitchen. We'll link that up the top of the screen here, so you can click that if you want to check that out after this video. The countertop was all nice and clean, look at that. I'm moving the fruit bowl here to give it a nice wipe down with my mum's rainbow sponge. As you know, the sponges are all rainbow in all our households. Do you want to know why that is? That's because my mum gives everyone sponges. She loves these rainbow sponges, so she gives us all them, and they're just so cute. Yes, we're coming very fast. As soon as I did all this scrubbing with the sponge, I had to go in immediately with the paper towels to dry it, and then I'm going to go in with a nice smelling scent thing that's spelled like, I'm going to say juniper and mint, but I'm not too sure. You're going to see it here in a second. There you go. What does that say? Oh, I've got no clue. Trust me, it smelled absolutely lovely, honestly. I bought that for my mum probably a year ago for like $10, but I really need to buy her more cleaning products, honestly. Birthday is coming up in like 10 days and I think that's just what I'm going to do, just get her a bunch of cleaning products because I'm always coming to her house and cleaning and I don't want to get attacked for only using detergent for everything. Pretty sure if this was like a Cluedo setup or something for detectives to work it out, they would see that there's clearly been a gambling night going on, so I'm just letting you guys know what happened. Hopefully my brothers won. I don't think they always put it all on red, but I can see them doing that. I definitely think it would be cool if we had like a separate room for them to play poker in because then they could just leave all their chips out and everything. I absolutely hate cleaning up all the chips and cleaning up all the cards after a poker match is done. It takes forever to pick them all up. I was looking into tables actually for poker where you lift the top of the table and underneath is a poker table set up so you can constantly just put it back and hide it. I also looked at a similar thing, pool tables, where the pool table converts into a dinner table by lifting up the top. And here I am pushing everything down onto the ottoman because I could not find the case anywhere. I was running around going, I cannot find the case at all. I've got to put this all here on the ground. You see me talking, I'm there telling my brother, like, I can't believe this. There's no case for the chips. What's going on? I thought there was a case to put them in. And then, you know, my brain starts to load and I realize it's just in this cupboard here. So I'm glad I got that all sorted. And, you know, I just had to put them all back. I put this at like ×5 speed because I was like, oh, you just watch me put them back on the ottoman. I don't want to make them watch me. Although it is very satisfying putting all the chips nice and back and they make nice little clicking noises. It is not something that you really want to do, just going back and forth doing this. To be a thing where every single chip is like connected to a magnet. But anyway, I decided this was all far too boring and luckily the cat came here. So here you can look at my little brother's cat. Look at little Otto. He's stretching. He's so cute. Aww. And yeah, we're done. There you go. Who says I can't edit? Look at that editing. A class. I definitely think I'm trying to get more and more better editing. I've started adding some words to some of my videos. I've tried, as you can see there, to zoom up. I do think the more I play with the editing software, the better I'll get because I want to give more engaging videos for you guys and I want to be able to film these so that you enjoy and you like the perspective. My friends talked about potentially having like a GoPro on my forehead and filming so you can watch everything I'm doing with my hands, which sounds pretty cool. So maybe I'll see if I can do one of those. Oh, I worry, it might be a bit freaky being in first person instead of third person because in the videos generally you're watching me do the cleaning. If I did that you'd think you're cleaning. Parents' bathroom, if you've seen the video where I clean their cluttered bathroom, is looking just as messy as before, but that is okay. This is definitely something I want to keep preaching about constantly, is that when I'm cleaning for like my parents or my grandparents or my friends, I don't ever want you guys to think that I expect them to maintain that kind of cleanliness because it is unrealistic. And I do have comments saying clean up as you go along, but that's just not the case for a lot of people. When you work full time, you have kids, you have a life, everything. Trying to maintain your hobbies is so overwhelming. And here they even have a dishwasher. In my house, I don't have a dishwasher, so it's so hard. When you don't keep up every single day, you let one day slip where you don't do the dishwasher, it's an absolute chaos all around your house and it's so messy and then everything piles up and then you're like, why do I even take the dishes to the sink? It's full of dishes already. And obviously, everything gets out of hand, so it's always important that when I'm putting these, I want you always to be respectful of the fact that there are going to be some very messy rooms and very cluttered areas, and I don't want you guys thinking I ever make messes on purpose, because I hear that all the time. People go in the comments of other cleaners and say, oh, you just made this mess on purpose. What? Who does this? Honestly, I take that statement back. Now, as soon as I'm thinking about it, there are some cleaners that I think do intentionally let their houses get messy, but most of them, like 99%, it's very genuine, and it just happens in everyday life. You can see there are a lot of cups there. There is a big problem here on not using the same cup, I think, because in my house where there's no dishwasher, you use the same cup all day, every day, because you just give it a nice rinse every single time, you can keep using it, and you can avoid doing the dishes, and that's just the dream. Speaking of dreams, does anyone have one of those like circular robot vacuum cleaners? That has always been a dream of mine, to have one of those things go around the house and clean, but I really have heard that they do not do a very good job. I've heard that they're kind of equivalent to a very good sweep, and even though they are meant to be kind of doing it all on their own, you still have to empty out their station where they empty out the garbage bin. So you still do have to do work. I don't think there will ever be a time where you can actually hands-free have your house be cleaned by robots. I should add in this century, because I'm sure next century everyone will be doing that, and there will be no more cleaning YouTubers, because we'll all be replaced by robots, and they'll just be people will be feeling themselves relaxing, and we'll just see the robots in the background, and that'll be the dream. Although I do think the cleaning therapy will probably keep some people wanting to clean their own house. Here I am going across and cleaning this window here. My mum has an absolutely beautiful view here. She is so blessed with her house. And if you wonder why I always call this my mum's house, even though it's owned by both my parents, it's because my mum is the boss, so it is her house. There is nothing that gets in this house without the approval of the boss. In my own bedroom, I always wanted to try and get furniture in there, but I would have to get it pre-approved by my mum. It was very difficult to try and get things in there. The hardest things between me and my mum was trying to pick a paint color for my walls, because when we moved into this house, my walls were brown for some reason. I don't know why the previous owner decided brown was the color, but they did. And at the time I really wanted blue walls, but my mum really wanted a grey wall, because I think she was trying to do some Hamptons thing with the house. But because I'm colorblind, for some reason we were able to pick a shade of grey that I saw as blue, so it was the best compromise I've ever done in my life, I think. When I get married one day, I will never be able to have a compromise as perfect as that compromise was. To anyone else who has mums who love just curating their house, because I think I'm just like my mum. I love furniture, I love curating my house, I love theme. Although I'm sure you guys have noticed that I'm definitely more of a 70s person, more of a getting Scandinavian and Japandi in there, making sure everything's bright and colourful, a lot of plants. While my mum kind of really likes modern, but lots of wood, as you can see by the wooden floors. She really likes that blend of both of them together, which I think she does pretty well. You can see behind me there are different handles on the drawers, because she's still trying to work out what drawer she wants. And here we are, we're back. The guests have arrived, as you can see from the bags there on top of the top, and I was stuck before vacuuming and mopping, so I go ahead and vacuum here, but I can't show you the rest of the vacuum or mopping just before their privacy reasons. But here we are, it's already messy. I did take photos just before they arrived, luckily, but there are already dishes in the sink.